Hey y'all, I'm gonna be reacting to The Promised Neverland Season 2, Episode 11. I will be watching it from Funimation's website. And I will be starting my reaction from the minutes and 37-second mark in 1, 0, go! Alright, pumped up for this. Hell yeah. I mean, I'm surprised the man didn't perceive that he's trapped figuratively, though. He went about it the wrong way, though. That's the issue. Okay, at least I can realize that Minervia was his brother, then going by those implications. The thing is, did he actually ever try to change things? That's the issue. Oh, there's something really sweet about her saying how they can change things. Has the message of it can never really be too late to fix things. Okay. Oh, it's finally nice to get to see more insight on the man then. Ho ho! Okay, it's nice to actually get to see all this coming out at once. No wonder why he tried to set up. Well, how in the world could he perceive it? That was wonderful. Yeah, but at the cost of being figuratively chained up, though. Right, at the very least, now we know what psychologically changed Minervia. And at least now we finally get an idea of what Minervia's brother was feeling. In saying that, though, I feel like they really shortchanged Minervia's brother because he really didn't have much to do in the series, and now they're just barely fleshing him out in the finishing stretch now that he finally got defeated. Utterly. I wonder this, did it run out of budget? Because it feels like they stopped giving fucks. Because literally it's a bunch of above a skipping frames as if they're lacking. Yeah. This is like the worst looking Promised Neverland episode so far. And you would think with it being the final episode, they'd be going all out. But literally it looks like there's the key frames are skipping. And I like the symbolism. You see Minervia in the light and the brother in the darkness. Gotta admit, even though there isn't a high amount of animated frames, at least the director in this episode is doing a decent job with what he has to work with, seeing how he doesn't have, at least from the looks of things, the best key animators available. So I gotta at least give credit to that. Oh. I mean, hey, maybe that's how he's saying it, but it ain't ever too late to change your ways as long as you don't... Oh! Whoa! What the the fuck? Okay, I wasn't expecting that. Jeez. Talk about sticking with your pride to like a huge, huge fault right there. Again, you see a lot of like, a lot more still frames than the usual Promised Neverland episode. Makes me wonder if they actually managed to even finish the episode on time, or if they're gonna have like it fully fixed in the Blu-ray release. Oh boy. Still, this is to deserve praise for being able to get rid of those devices that would have caused them a lot of harm, and then able to help out the children is an impressive feat. Huh. I'm assuming that's implying she might go towards other farms then, to try to help out other children in need, or... Oh, man. Whoa! Aw. That's a really nice and mature sequence from Ray right there. Shows you how much he's grown, because the older Ray wouldn't have been able to say lines where he wouldn't have been willing to forgive certain people that opposed him in the past. So I actually like this. And when Emma prefaces it like that, it really does show you the contrast between seasons 1 and 2. In season 1, Isabella was such an amazing antagonist. In season 2, there was really no antagonist that makes you go, oh my goodness, I feel scared of this person or demon. And saying that, the scene where she's tearing up, though, is beautiful, though. Aww. And here the emotions do feel legitimate, considering the fact that even though, yes, Abila does have the sins of her past to contend with, she did help out the kids at the end, and that does matter for a lot. So this emotional moment actually feels earned. But in seeing the demons, it makes me wonder, are they ever going to do anything with the Sanju and Muchikata plot point? Because I feel like that's an interesting plot point that they shouldn't just sweep under the rug. Or who knows, maybe they'll actually acknowledge it somewhere in the episode, but that type of shit I don't forget. Hopefully, though, the human world is everything that the kids were hoping for and more. I'm gonna cross my fingers for this. Oh. Okay, it kind of has like an old worldly-like vibe. The question is, how in the hell will they even open that? Okay, that pit can do everything. So it had the cure. It had the perfect locations for the security in the facility. And it can open the gate. Oh, come on! No, seriously, that pin is like a narrative MacGuffin. It can do everything. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if once the series ends, it can also have the ability of healing freaking cancer or any major disease or some shit like that with the way this is going. Because you would think after multiple years of moving around multiple hands, you would think it'd be, oh, it would be rusty or something. Huh. I'm assuming Emma's going to want to help out other children. That's my guess as to why she's staying behind. Yeah, because you see, all the fighters, Emma and Ray actually stay behind. Oh. Hey, you know what? It actually fits in line with Emma's character. We're actually going this route. But in saying that, now this feels like it's setting up for a season 3 that might not actually be made, though. Because don't get me wrong, that sounds like a beautiful ass goal. But, aww. And I'm pretty sure those two, then of course Ray's gonna want to stay. He's not gonna be wanted separated from his two best friends. But hey, he's gonna have to be bound to stay now. Talk about introducing like multiple things that are probably never gonna get delved into. I have a bad feeling about this. Oh! Okay, I'm actually shocked with the character development for her then. Alrighty. Okay, I like how, I'll give it credit. At least it's resolving the plot point as for what Sanji and Michikatsu wanted to do with the humans when it comes to they want to wait around so that the humans can grow and so that they can eventually eat humans when there's a decent amount of human population. At least they patched up that plot point. But the issue with this is they may have patched up that plot point, but they're introducing much more pressing plot points though. I mean, hey, they got... The thing is, though, they're super young, though. Aww. Hey, you know, that's awfully sweet. Aww. Hmm. Talk about a huge ass burden on Isabella, but that actually does help give her. I mean, she already gained a lot of redemption, but that actually helped her gain even more redemption in doing that. It's just a shame we'll probably never see more of the series, though, because again, that feels like it would be excellent setup for a potential season 3. Oh. Oh, okay, I mean, that smells infectious from Phil. Oh. Hmm. Now, though. Oh, my. Oh. God, man, that was touching right there. I gotta admit, that scene there was probably one of the most soul-filled scenes in all of season 2. Okay, it's actually nice to get to see the human world. It actually looks like modern day society, actually. So at the very least, that answers at least quite a few questions I had regarding the series. Oh, he's actually playing the instrument again. Aww. I wonder if some of the children from the farm ended up getting adopted. I mean, it feels like it's a potential possibility there. Gotta admit, Dawn looks pretty dang styling with that outfit. Oh, looks like she had another. Oh, that's so fucking cute. Oh, man. I'm assuming that, yeah, it's gotta be Gilda, just going by the appearances. Alright, finally it returns to Emma and her crew. It's kind of a shame that they're rushing through a lot of the stuff now, because all this feels like it'd be interesting. Because, okay, I really want to see the context behind that when it comes to her talking to a demonic dragon-looking thing. And it's a shame that they're just skipping through all this, because it would have been nice to see Emma Ray actually become active protagonists and trying to change society. Because at least in season 1 and season 2, they were reacting to events and trying to, like, constantly either escape. Okay, I gotta admit, that scene itself is pretty cute. Aww. But again, though, I mean, it would have been, like, super powerful if we would have seen them actually help out humans and demons in the demon side of the world, instead of it just breezing and blazing through things. Alright, I gotta admit, Phil looks pretty dang cool older. Oh boy. What the fuck? Literally, it feels feels like the last few minutes of the episode, it felt like it could have literally spent an entire season. Like, honestly, the last episode, it felt rushed. I'd be lying if I was like, oh yeah, it did everything. No, hell no. And a shame too, because all this material that they were flashing by over, it felt like it would have been amazing to see him actually delve into things bit by bit. But good Lord, this episode, aside from like the animation quality taking a huge ass dump and it being the worst animated episode in The Promised Neverland, I gotta say, they really fucked up on a lot of things. For one, they tried to salvage Minerva's brother by giving him backstory, and I'm just thinking, a little too late. You give us his backstory, and then afterwards the dude just offs himself. I'm like, if they would have shown this earlier, maybe he would have been a much more intimidating antagonist. But considering they didn't build him up the moment he offed himself, I'm like, oh, okay, just dude offing himself. Yes, it was shock, but it was shock factor, not because I actually cared about the character. So that's where this season emphasized how much it felt, because when its main antagonist offs itself, and I don't feel much emotions, I don't feel like an oh shit factor, that's where it feels too. What the fuck? I mean, come on. The last few bits felt like it could have been an entire season, because it was building up the fact that Sanju and Muchikata, they were contemplating, thinking about, waiting for them to grow, but then eventually we see one of them change their stance. It would have been nice to get to see both of them help out children and demons, so that we can be like, okay, we can see how they got closer with them and how they completely changed their stances. But with the way this episode handled it, it felt so rough that by the time when you see both of them change their stance on handling humans, it's like, okay, why exactly should I care? Because don't get me wrong, Muchikata changed her stance quickly and helping out Emma, it makes sense. Shanju, though, he was the one that brought up the fact that he wanted to eat humans in a later day. I would have loved to have seen him slowly change his stance as he spends time with the children. But no, they skip. I'm like, what the hell? And speaking of which, you know something else that really took the piss from this entire fucking episode? The comedians. I'm like, oh, of course the pen had the magical ability of opening up the passageway into the human world. Of fucking course. Hooray. Hooray! And you know what else that really pissed me off about this episode too? Just the fact that when it comes to this freaking episode, I mean, what can I say? They skip all the interesting bits. It would have been nice to see how Emma interact with like the different demon societies. Because with the way they handle it, it's like, okay, what's the point of building up like the major noble demons and the queen level demons if you're not even gonna show them? Like, literally, aside from it rushing, I felt like it had literally, the table was set for a season 3 of showing us just the uniqueness, well, more of the uniqueness of the Promised Neverland world, and that was definitely botched up too, and that's why this episode pisses me off. Because how the fuck do you introduce a lot of things that could have made for an amazing, potentially amazing season 3, then you just utterly skip all over that? It's like, really now? And then especially the scene where you see Emma say goodbye to Phil, I was like, okay, this is intense, this is emotional. Maybe they'll set up a season 3 and then you'll get to see Emma go on dangerous journeys so that eventually when she sees Phil again, they'll be emotional. Nope. We see her goodbye, then 4 fucking minutes later, he sees Emma again. I'm like, wow. I felt lack of emotion there. Just by how it executed things. And that's why this episode pissed me the fuck off. That's why the script It was fucking trash. You know what else really pissed me off about this too? The only positives were Isabella gaining her redemption arc, how she promised how she'll protect the kids. We see her succeed in that. So I do like that. And I do like how she wanted to punish herself further by not going with the kids, but Ray's like, no, you should go with them. I love stuff like that. Seeing Ray, Emma forgive people, seeing Isabella forgive herself. That shit was good. But damn, it was not enough to redeem this dumpster fire episode. Just for all the reasons I mentioned. And aside from that, yeah, that's why I thought the character and story writing was terrible. It fucked things up. It had no intimidating antagonist. Animation quality was horrid as hell. I'm like, where the fuck did the animation quality go? And on top of that, the artwork, I mean, that was probably the only thing that was above average. Vocal performances were also amazing. But honestly, if I had to rate this episode, I'm going to rate this thing a 4 out of 10. And the series itself, because considering that it seemed like it had covered the whole manga, apparently, I'm going to rate this episode, this series overall on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being abysmal, 5 being average, 9 being exceptional, a 4.75 out of 10. And yeah, these are my thoughts on this series. I thought I was below average, and damn, I was utterly disappointed. But yeah, these are my thoughts on this season and the episode in general.